Welcome guys, it's time for a new card review. You know, I just noticed something. I barely review fusion monsters. It's always affect, synchro, and exceed monsters. The last fusion monster I reviewed was Dragonite Draco Impress, and that was pretty much a year ago. So you know what? Let's review a fusion monster, and this was requested to me by SuperMac55. So the card that he wanted me to review is Evil Hero Dark Gaia. So how about we get started on this review? So with that said, let's do this. I have to say, this guy looks awesome. We see the demonic hero himself in full body head to toe, which that's a +1 for me. Which he's wearing some interesting rock-like armor which looks very unique and pretty badass looking too. We see that he has demonic wings that also has some of the rock armor on it, and I do like the detail on the wings. It looks like it has some volcanic-like veins, which it adds the awesomeness to this monster. We also see a double-like tail on him, which looks cool on him and it makes sense. The background of this card looks awesome, and it has a hellish feel to it which makes sense. It's like he surrounds himself in the depths of hell, ready to take you out with a brutal attack with those claws of his. So what else can I say about this card's artwork? It looks badass and awesome at the same time, so its score for artwork is a 4.5 out of 5. So let's take a look at its effect. It needs one Fiend monster and one Rock monster to fusion summon into it. Must be special summoned with Dark Fusion and cannot be special summoned by other ways. The original attack of this card is equal to the combined original attack power of the fusion material monsters used to fusion summon it. When this card declares an attack, you can change all defense position monsters your opponent controls to face-up attack position. Flip effects are not activated at this time. Wow, this effect is not only awesome, but it's freaking deadly! This guy's attack power is pretty much the combined power of the two monsters you use to fuse this thing. So if you use a high attack Fiend and Rock monster, the end result will be massive. What Fiend and Rock monsters that will be perfect for the fusion, we'll have to wait until we head into deck choices. Now its second effect is what really makes this guy a freaking beast. Once this guy attacks, all of your opponent's monsters are switched from defense mode to attack mode. Because of that, your opponent cannot defend him or herself unless they use traps or use an effect failure to negate Dark Gaia's effect. Now the only nitpick I have of this effect is that you can only fusion summon Dark Gaia with Dark Fusion. To be frank though, it's not that bad of a problem if you play your cards right. So overall, Dark Gaia's effect is very brutal in a good way. The Dark Fusion thing might be a pain, but hey, that's just me. So my score for effects is a 4.5 out of 5. Now, on to deck choices. With Dark Gaia's effect, it's pretty safe to say that a deck that has a lot of Fiend and Rock monsters that uses Dark Fusion is the best choice. So this should be an easy time for me in deck choices, but at the same time I did some research just in case if I miss anything important. So in deck choices, I'll be showing you guys 5 Fiend monsters and 5 Rock monsters that I like that can be great fusion materials for Dark Gaia, and I'll throw in a spell card for shits and giggles. So let's get started. Let's start off with the Fiends first. Now, if you're going to make a deck that has Fiend and Rock type monsters, then Darkness Neospear will be an amazing choice. If your opponent declares an attack, you can send one Fiend monster on your field and from your hand to special summon this deadly force. This thing cannot be destroyed by battle, and it has 4,000 attack and defense. It's a freaking beast! Judging that you'll be running some evil heroes, so why not Evil Hero Malicious Fiend? It has 3,500 attack, and it will be a great material for the fusion. As a monster by itself, it's pretty useful. If you need a Fiend monster that can be a real pain in the ass to your opponent, Lava Golem is the best kind of pain. You can summon this monster on your opponent's side of the field by offering 2 of their monsters. But here's the fun part. They'll lose 1,000 life points within their standby phase. Plus, if you're not going to use Lava Golem that way, then you could just use it for yourself by fusing it to make Dark Gaia. I did talk a little bit about Gorz the Emissary of Darkness in my Tragodia review, but I should at least talk about more about this guy here. Pretty much when you take damage, you can special summon this guy from your hand, but judging on what type of damage you took on that turn will depend on what effect Gorz will do. If it was battle damage, you get to summon a token with attack power of the damage that you took on that one attack. If it was effect damage, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the amount of damage you took by the card effect. We talked about Malicious Fiend. Now let's talk about its fusion material, Evil Hero Malicious Edge. It has 2600 attack, so it'll be great for Dark Gaia. It's also a piercer, which is also pretty good. Now let's talk about them rock monsters. Now what rock monster has high attack, you may ask, good people? Well, let's go with the classics like Valkyrian the Magna Warrior. It has 2800 attack, and it's powerful. So judging that you'll be putting this guy in your deck, you might as well put in Alpha, Beta, and Gamma as well. Number 30 Acid Golem of Destruction will be another great material for the fusion of Dark Gaia. Summoning out this guy shouldn't be a problem either, cause you can use cards like Torgout from the Underworld to search out another level 3 Fiend monster. And you are going to use Fiend monsters for this deck anyways, so why not? Granmole, the Mega Monarch, is a stronger version of the original Granmole. It has 2800 attack, and that's a high amount for Dark Gaia. Let's go generic by putting in a generic Exceed monster like Gem Knight Pearl. It has no effects, but its 2600 attack will be useful for Dark Gaia, and that's what matters. The last rock monster I'll be showing you all is Carry Organ Antiluminescent Knight. God damn, that's a mouthful. This abomination of a Gem Knight has 2450 attack, and its effect is pretty interesting to say at least. If a card or effect targets one card on the field, you can detach a unit off this guy, and then you can select a new target for that effect. Now let's talk about that one spell card that will be useful. Like I stated earlier in this review, Dark Fusion is the only way to fusion summon Dark Gaia, but thankfully, there's another version of Dark Fusion that's pretty much a substitute for the card, and that will be Dark Calling. It has the same treatment as Dark Fusion, but you have to remove from play the materials instead. So when it comes to decks, Dark Gaia overall goes very well with a deck that has a lot of Fiend and Rock type monsters. So its score for decks is a 3.5 out of 5. So Evil Hero Dark Gaia is one pretty cool card. It looks awesome by art, its effect is good, and it'll work very well with a deck that has a lot of Fiend and Rock monsters. I have to thank SuperMac55 for letting me to review this card for him, so link to his channel will be down in the description box down below. So what's my overall score for Evil Hero Dark Gaia? Well, it's getting the overall score of a 4.2 out of 5. Well, that's it for this review, so next time... Wait a minute. The next review is going to be the 50th review! Holy crap, this is awesome! Wow, what am I gonna do? What am I going to review? You know what? I have an idea, but I'm going to make a separate video discussing the idea that I have in mind. So stay tuned for that. So I hope you all enjoyed the review, and I thank you all for watching. This is DragonCore7, and I'll be seeing you all in the 50th review. Later, guys.